Hi guys, and welcome to the workshop. We're going to be carrying on with my project, the oil drum tabletops that I've been commissioned to do. So let's crack on with this part and let's have some fun. I've got something interesting to share with you. So I asked my wife if she'd watched part 1 of my video that I uploaded last night, and she replied no, but if you go and get me a cup of tea, I'll watch it for you. So of course, trundled off, got a cup of tea. When I got back, do you know what she said? I don't like your artwork. She said your drawing is useless. So this is my drawing. This was my design and my drawing. And she said it was dreadful. Could do better. See me after school. That's not a bad idea, but hey ho. This is what we're comparing it to though, her artwork. This is something she's drawing for art class at the moment. So this is a photo of it. Mine, hers. Yeah, okay, I need to try harder. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. Found it quite amusing. Last night I glued and clamped the boards up, so we've left it overnight. Let's remove the clamps and see what we got to work with. I'm really happy with the results. It's glued up nicely. Some of the boards aren't perfectly flush, but that's to be expected, I guess, on such a large panel. I've never made anything this large before, and the wood's not the best wood to work with, but I think the end results are going to look good. Next job is to remove some of the glue spots on it where it's dripped through, and on the underside, which I couldn't get to when I was making it, and then to take it outside and to cut the circle. I've got the table blank on top of some trestles here outside. I'm going to now find the centre of the board, then I'll get my jigsaw jig and let's cut the circle out rough. And then after that we'll run the router around to make it nice and smooth. Thanks to Amazon, I've just had turn up a Rode Link wireless mic to improve my audio quality. I'm going to plug that in and give it a go and let's see if the audio improves. This is a test using the Rode Link mic, the wireless mic that I've got. Hopefully the audio is better. I'm just going to listen, let me know if it is. Yeah, let's see. So the next job is to reattach my jigsaw. Obviously when I used this template on the test top on the MDF, I used the jigsaw first, then the router on the other end. So I need to reattach the jigsaw on here. tiny hole. Done. Okay, so jigsaw's attached. I'll clear those screws away. We'll fix it to the centre and then we can cut. Whoops! First blade broke. Well, that's a bit worrying. So some of these cracks have gone all the way through. I might have to put a butterfly in here. And actually looking at that, that is nowhere near square. But having said that, that's why I'm going to use the router to go around there. That's really skewed there. And that's obviously why the blade broke. Okay, the blade's changed. Let's try again. Right, you come like that. Stick out from there, just get it in there, getting close to the table. No, sorry. I'm just stopping to have a breather, and as you can see I'm slightly struggling with this. The blade keeps coming out of this guide on this Makita jigsaw. I'm not sure what to do really. I'm trying to keep it pushed in with this screwdriver, which is getting really hot. Ooh. And I've damaged the end of it. Not happy about that. It's one of my good screwdrivers. Silly me. Anyway, back to it. Do you know, I thought I'd start again with a jigsaw, and whilst the blade was then going out that way, it's now gone in that way, as you can see. So it's not a big problem because it was a rough cut anyway, but it means that I'm going to try and find a different way because this jigsaw just isn't working. It's not cutting the mustard. Guys, so I'm a bit subdued at the moment because my plan, my trial run on the MDF plan has fallen flat on its face because the Jigsaw just really is, the blade was going out and snapping, and then when I tried it again it was going in and undercutting. So now I think the router's the best option, and maybe I should have started with that first. I did have a few people on Twitter, Peter Millard, my Twitter and YouTube buddy, that mentioned router's probably the best option, and in hindsight, yeah, I think he's right. So we're going to do that now with the router. Go round. I'm not sure, I was going to use the router anyway to trim the edges, but what I'm going to do now is use the router to actually cut through the wood by going round, lowering the bit, round again, lowering the bit, round again, and cutting through the wood that way. I think that's probably the best way to get the cleanest cut. So anyway, next thing, attach the router to the jig base. So I'm now changing over to my Trend T11E, of which something just fell out of. Whoops. It's a nice big beefy router, and I've got a nice 1/2 inch trimming bit that will go through the thickness of the table. So yeah, let's get going with this. Okay, first I'm going to remove the base. I can use that as a template then of where to drill the screws in my jig. Okay, so now I've got this off, I can move that out of the way. I can put this on here, roughly the centre. Mark my holes. Get back on there. Right. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes there. Okay, drill those holes out, attach the router. Let's drill these holes out and then we'll countersink them afterwards on the underside. Six holes. Give them a quick countersink, get the screws flush so that I don't catch them when I go round with the jig, especially when I've got a router on there, or router, whatever you want to call it. Don't want to go through too far. Hopefully that's enough. Hopefully that's enough. Yep, they're flush. Right, let's see if we can attach a router and see if I've screw drilled these in exactly the right location. Right, first screw. Yeah, that hole, yep. That hole there. Where is it? Come on, get in the hole. There, done. That's number 1. Tighten up. Yeah, screws are just the right length. Number 1. Let's see if we've got number 2. Oh, missed it. Why did I miss it? Oh, I got it in the wrong hole, that's why. Got it in the wrong hole. That's better. It's better if you get it in the right hole. Why am I doing it that way? Do it that way. Make life easy for myself, eh? One router attached to one jig. Let's find the bit now, and then attach that, and then find the centre of that on the other end. Mark a hole, drill it, fix it to the top, and then let's get cutting. Back on track now. We need to figure out where we've got to drill a hole for the bit to come through to the other side. Let's put the bit in, lower it down, and then we'll know. Alright, nice and tight. Next thing to do is lower that down, mark where the hole's got to go, and then I'll cut it out. In fact, based on the last one, I could probably guess, to be fair. Yep, don't need to do that. All I need to do is drill the hole where I slightly offset that one. Right, okay, so I'm just going to enlarge this hole for this bit to come through. Okay, so I've got the centre line on there, which actually is the centre line of the old jig router. So now all I need to do is mark along that the centre point, drill that and fix it down, and then we can get going. It's always a good idea to check that the router's off before you turn it on or power it up. Reason it was on is because I had it in my router table, and of course it's permanently on there, and I have a switch on the side for off and on. Always worth checking. So I'm turning it on. I'm going to plunge down just a small amount, and I'm going to lock it in, and I'm going to go around. Back to the start, so I'm going to lower it down even more and go again. Slow enough to lower it down, lock it and go again. Going to go around and suck out all the dust from the groove. I know I should have had my dust attachment on my router. The only problem is trying to go around in a circle and then getting the hose all twisted up. I thought I won't worry. This is pine. I don't think it's going to damage my health. Yeah, hope not. Okay, that's all sucked out. Nothing like a good suck. So I've cleared all the groove out. Let's get cutting. It's done! Can now remove the router. Better unplug it first. The jig seems to work really well. And I'm happy I used the router. So we got now one nice round tabletop. As you could see, the jigsaw wasn't the way to do it. On something so thick as this, the blade was skewing. So in the end, I put the router in there. And I did plan to go around with a router at the end anyway to trim up the edge, knowing the jigsaw would be rough, but not that rough. So if I do it again, every time without fail, I'm going to use the jigsaw. I'm so happy. Get in there. Thanks for watching part 6. I look forward to welcoming you back in my workshop next time, where we take the top inside and start to sand it down and then look to finish it off.